Welcome back.
Season 3.
Season 3.
Who would have thought we would have made it this far?
4.
Ooh.
4.
You're getting a little ahead of yourself. We're not to season
Also,
4 yet.
Apparently between this season and last season, that tripod broke. So be careful when we're messing with it.
Just from sitting there for a month?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like if you don't use it, like
You lose it.
You lose it.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's like
your dick.
it's like phone cables. Like headphones. It's like you can put them down perfectly flat, and then when you pick them up,
They're all
they're
tangled.
literally a ball.
My AirPods get tangled up still.
Yeah,
It's
I'm waiting for the patch for that. They're gonna patch that out. Chad really liked that one. All right. You might notice we're a member short. Evan
has a child.
The easy answer is that he has a
He
kid.
passed away.
He has a kid and
Or-
another kid.
Well, he didn't literally pass away, but he's dead to us. So
Pretty much.
Yeah, dead to the world, basically.
Yep.
We're trying to figure out a scheduling thing to see if he can join us at least periodically. But this week,
It's just us.
yep, I would say we couldn't figure it out, but we didn't really try. So
I gave a fantastic solution.
you did.
Just
And then you guys came at me going, or like all about, oh man, 'cause that costs money, yada yada. Well, I didn't tell him to have a kid. That's not my fault.
Yeah, Evan, having kids costs money.
Yeah, that's not my fault.
Shocker.
I told him to find a
Some
regular
things are more
babysitter.
important than your kids.
It costs money to have a kid before the kid's even born.
Yeah, how messed up is that?
Like a car doesn't cost money before you buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Like a house doesn't cost money before you buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But a kid costs money before you have it.
Don't have kids. Get a mastectomy. This
A
episode
mastectomy.
brought to you by vasectomy.
Oh gosh.
Snip, snap,
So
snip,
this-
snap, snip, snap.
We've had a lot of stuff happen in the last month or so.
It's been insane. It's been a crazy 4 weeks.
Have y'all noticed?
That's why one drink wasn't enough for tonight.
Have y'all noticed that so everybody here probably knows at least one person that's gotten the vaccine, yeah?
I
Yes.
know way more than one. Yeah.
Oh, that's right, at least
Yeah.
one. I know a few. Everybody who gets it, what's the first thing they do?
Post about
Yeah,
it.
they say they tell everybody they got.
It's the new CrossFitters. It's the new vegans.
I was kind of thinking it's like whenever AirPods first came out, everybody started getting pictures with them in there.
People
Everybody
were like
started
cutting
talking
their
about,
things off.
yeah, it's like this is like, oh, you don't have it yet? Oh, you have to
Yeah.
get it, dude. Like,
I think it's because they're like the thing on TV. Me, the thing on TV and me.
Me.
It's just like we don't. It's not real until you like go and you either get COVID or get the vaccine.
Apparently they're on phase 2, which means I guess essential workers
Oh.
are able to get it now.
already
Yes.
on the second generation?
Yes.
No, not
We're
generation.
behind.
Phase. So the first phase was like,
Grace's parents got it today, and they're teachers.
yeah.
So
Apparently I'm able to go get it now too, but
When's the wireless version come out? The wireless charging?
it's whenever they turn the 5G off, because that's what caused it. A lot of conspiracies in the last 4 weeks, too. We got a lot to talk about.
Okay. I want to start off with this. Like, fully start off here. We've had our little conversation here. Here's the first real topic. So the Capitol storming.
Storming. Yeah.
Where was that kind of ambition with Area 51? Where was
Right?
that kind of
Right?
determination
We would've made it.
that we needed? Look, you're telling me we could get all the way in this and we can't get a mile from Area 51.
But what does that tell about our government and what they care about more?
They're like, well, it's because the politicians, they're not the ones really running this, okay?
If the
They're
lizards
they're
the aliens.
they're
At Area 51.
they're just, yeah, they're letting it happen. Area 51, they're like, oh man, this got serious. Like,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Capitol storming, they're like, we'll get another Capitol.
We'll get another
Well, so, like, the
capital.
thing is, like, what's there?
At the Capitol?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. What were they trying to accomplish?
They were trying to accomplish. Well, and so the conspiracy subreddit, everybody's up in arms because they're like, the police let them in. The police let them in. It's like they're not trying to hide it. There's video of the police letting them in. It was just like, how do you calm down a mob of 800 people? The cops were like, what's the worst thing these people are going to do? break some stuff. What's the worst thing if we keep them at this barricade outside? People are going to get
Break
beat up.
us? Yeah.
Just let them in.
Yeah.
Nobody was in there. Everybody was fine except that lady that got her head blown off.
Well, the cop that died didn't even die from anything. Like, he died from a panic attack or a seizure or something like that later on.
So not like
There's just
directly,
nothing to
but
say about that.
indirectly related.
Indirect. Okay. Another conspiracy about that, the whole Capitol storming. The guy that, I guess, ended up with Pelosi's laptop.
He's suicided today.
He was suicided. Shot in the chest by an SKS. There was no gun with him. They found the SKS in the attic.
Just like the guy that leaked the Clinton emails. They're like, he shot himself twice. Where? In the head?
Double tap.
In the back of the head. You sure about that? Did you double check? It's like
I'm all of a
the
sudden
Kennedy
very
bullet.
uncomfortable talking about this right now. If we all commit suicide, well,
The Clinton.
if Will commits suicide, you know it's real,
Yeah.
guys. They're actually after us. Charlie and I, we play music. It's only a matter of time.
It's
Yeah.
only a matter of time.
Well, you're 30. You beat the 27. So, Chad, we gotta keep an eye out.
Well, he's basically just standing in a coffin at this
Oh
point.
yeah, I got one foot in the grave already.
When you turn 30, everything goes downhill. Your life, your back. Okay, you can't lift things. Whenever you get to the age where you got to go, but not when you're standing up. When you're sitting down, that's when you have a problem.
Yep. Yep, you're so right.
The moaning to sit down is just as tough as standing up.
Were you guys? I get that it's the Capitol in D.C., but I've also been there.
Mm-hmm.
It's shockingly empty.
Yeah.
It's a massive building, not really a ton of people there, a lot of tourists. Were you guys as surprised as me that it was as much of a media circus as it was? I was genuinely surprised. But it just exposes the hypocrisy of the whole thing. It's like when conservatives riot, it's domestic terrorism.
Yeah, exactly.
But when when we shut down a square mile in Portland and push all the police out and all of the people that live there,
They're just exercising their rights.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also like the opposite way too. Like, you know, the hardcore Trump supporters were like, "Oh, that's like that's like terrorism," and then when they did it, they were like, "Oh, we were doing like it's
Yeah,
just so weird."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like both sides are claiming the opposite.
Well, again, shocker, the media is the problem. The news is the problem.
Exactly.
The mainstream media is obviously, and we've known this, but it's obviously left-leaning.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say left-wing riots are riots or terrorism. You can't say Antifa is a terrorist organization, even though they're out in the streets bullying people who have different political opinions than them.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, if one of these things is true, the other one is true. If you think the people who stormed the Capitol are terrorists, you have to think the left-wing people who have been burning city blocks down all summer are terrorists.
Exactly.
You have to think these two things.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to.
There was way less damage done with the conservatives storming the castle than the Capitol. The Capitol.
They breached the gates.
I was gonna let it go, but Will went.
The Capitol, not the castle.
It is a castle. It's a big
mean,
castle, and,
yeah.
and nobody's in it.
Nobody's in it.
Well, and that's
Nobody's in
the
it.
other thing is like these people who are doing that job, the representatives, the senators, all those people, that's part of the job. Is the American government was founded treasonously. We overthrew a government and established the one we have right now. We pushed the British people out by killing them.
Yeah.
And so when you are the head of a country where that is the foundation of its politics, there are inherent dangers to it. You cannot do that job for 40 years and pretend like it's going to be the safest 40 years of your life. You are a public figure. You are going to do things that upset half of the country. And this country has a history of overthrowing its government. So it's not like when this thing happens, you should be like, well, it happened a third time.
What's weird to me is like, I would almost kind of think to a degree, the people who like rioted the Capitol and the people who riot like Portland might be like
Onto something.
Agreeing with each other. Hear me out.
Yeah.
Because the people in Portland, like for example, are the ones who think the government is all bullcrap. The police, yada yada, and then the people who were storming the Capitol were like, the government's all bullcrap. The police need to get out of our way so we can go. It's like
They're saying the same
they're
thing.
kind of saying
Yeah.
the same thing here for a
Just
minute.
on different
Yeah.
subjects.
So you subscribe to the horseshoe theory, which is that. So imagine a horseshoe.
Mm-hmm.
It goes like this. The ends are up here. This is right wing and this is left wing. Moderates are in the middle. The only thing that matters is your elevation on the horseshoe. So extremist right-wingers are up here. Extremist left-wingers are up here. They both want to overthrow the government. That's the baseline because they both think the government's
just for
bullcrap.
different reasons.
They're on different sides, but the elevation of their extremism is the same. And so, well, it's like the election fraud thing. For 4 years, we had to hear about how Russia rigged the election, and suddenly, voter fraud is impossible.
Impossible.
It's impossible, and literally, if you post about it on Facebook, your account will get locked.
Yeah.
After 4 years of having to hear about Russia.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This really got my goat. Okay, the impeachment hearings last week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys read about this. I don't think we ever talked about it. But this summer it came out that there was a representative, I think. I'm trying to pull the image of the article out of the depths of my memory. I can't remember. It's either a representative or a senator. Who literally had a female Chinese spy working for him and helping his campaign for the last 6 years.
Nice.
And that it came out. They have pictures of the woman with tons of people. They know she's a Chinese spy. They may have even had a personal romantic relationship. But it's just a fact. And there's tons of articles, well-researched articles from liberal news sites about this Chinese spy working with a representative from California. I believe he's a representative. Might be a senator. That guy was one of 8 people over the impeachment proceedings last week. That guy was one of like 8 people who Nancy Pelosi put in charge of kicking the American president out of office. Somebody who had a Chinese spy working for him.
Cool.
So 2 things. Why are Chinese spy influenced politicians in charge of getting rid of the American president? The second thing is, when do you lose your freaking job? At what point? Are you so inadequate that you get kicked out of office? At what point? What do you have to do short of having a literal Chinese spy working for you for years?
Right?
I don't know what platform I have to be on to be behind that, but that's the one I'm on.
I feel like the thing that could get what was the thing that the ShamWow did? The guy who did that. What
He bought a bunch of cocaine and hookers and stuff.
No. That's Billy
He did
Mays.
that.
Oh,
No, Billy Mays didn't do it.
well, he snorted a bunch of cocaine and died, right?
No, he had a heart attack.
Same difference.
Okay.
Anyways,
Fake news.
well, yeah, the ShamWow guy. What did he get in trouble for? It was biting a hooker, wasn't it?
Yeah, something
Biting?
I feel like
Like,
that's what you have to do
literally biting?
to lose your politician
You
job.
have to bite a hooker?
Bite a hooker.
Oh.
And even then, you might still be okay.
There's that one campaign donor who, I think he donated to the Clinton campaign. I could be just wrong because the Clintons creep me out. But he's had 2 male escorts end up dead in his hotel rooms.
I don't know how it happened.
And you can Google that. It's not like a hidden thing. They're just like another dead guy in this guy's hotel room. And he's just like, oops. And the cops are like, that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know, it looks like an overdose to me. Not like you can overdose somebody.
No. They came. He was like, I just found him. It was like that when I found it. Right?
Like that when I found
That's what everybody says when they're the one who did it. It was like that when I found it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my soapbox.
Nice.
Just literally getting duped by the Chinese isn't enough for you to lose your job in government. I should start. It's the best job security ever.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the there was a thing that went around a long time ago that was talking about it had like a long list of like NBA players who have all this stuff, and it's like X amount of DUIs, X amount of yada yada, and then it goes, this isn't any people in the NBA, this is our like House of Representatives, like.
Oh well, yeah,
and it's a crazy long list of
don't get me
like.
started on people here, man. Like hate to say it because she's a fantastic woman who has done a lot of good for the community here and a lot of good for children and whatnot. Alice Walton.
I knew where that was going.
It's like serial drunk driver. I mean, that's a huge issue here.
Yeah.
There was that. I think she was an ex-judge. I've definitely brought her up on here before. I dug her all the articles about her up a while back. But there's like an ex-judge here who has 7 DUIs.
Nice.
7.
Well, when you're really rich, rules don't apply to you.
Well, I think in Arkansas you can't have your license permanently revoked for DUIs because we don't have good enough public transit, so they just won't do it. You can just pretty much drunk drive indefinitely until they jail you, until for long enough that you die. But yeah.
So what I'm hearing is we can't be stopped. There's no rules.
Yeah, nothing
no
can stop
rules.
us.
There's no rules.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, like drunk driving and stuff like that. Well, is it called DUI here? Or is it called DWI here?
I think if you have the alcohol in your car, it's DWI.
Either way, it's so like you see those commercials where it's got the guy and it's like shows he's been drinking, and it's like him getting ready to get on his motorcycle, and it's like all these
It's
like
always a motorcycle too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. And it's like these are the things that could happen to you and stuff like that, but apparently not. That's
no.
It's fake.
I mean,
Yeah.
you'll get put in jail overnight. You'll have a court date. You'll probably pay a fine.
I think
When's the last time you heard about someone going to jail for a DWI? Google Washington County last 3 days, and you can see the inmate roster of everybody that got on board in the last 3 days. Half of them DWIs, and then the other half are failure to appear, which is like I like to look.
I almost had a warrant out for my arrest for a failure to appear.
I always look, and they're just dressed like normal people, and they're always like this.
This is retarded.
Yeah, because they're
Can I say that?
yeah
Okay.
R-worded.
R word. This is R worded.
So like you can say it, but I wouldn't.
You can say it.
You have the ability to say it. Man, I know some people that get really upset about that. Really upset about that.
Yeah.
I just think like the people that should take offense to that
They don't.
can't.
They can't.
No. And so it's like, why are you getting upset on their behalf?
Yeah.
They're fine.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a big thing these days. Like people getting like offended for other people.
Yeah.
It's like what 90% of like white girls in college do. It's like 90% of their day.
So whenever a very long time ago, many moons ago, I worked at Locomotion, and occasionally we would have like it was for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, but it was like a mini version. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah.
Locomotion. What do you want?
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's locomotion.
The Ask Us Nicely Foundation.
it's just like a small local place. You know, it's not Disney
Yeah.
World or something. You know, but like anyway.
But first of all, whose wish is to go to Locomotion?
Locomotion.
Well, when you're a little kid, you probably don't have a lot of money, and it's around this area, and there's like a much smaller like Make-A-Wish like thing here. You don't have the most. I mean, it's
Okay. Rest of the story.
You can go to the Locomotion, or you can go see the Walton Museum.
Go to the Tulsa Aquarium.
Hey, that's pretty dumb. That's
Yeah.
pretty dumb. Like, so it would always be and I think it was different ones, different times, but it would always be a sorority that would like
Yeah.
do what I'm gonna call putting on a show. But they would like, I think, sponsor it and stuff like that. They'd all show up for 20 minutes of the 4 or 5 hours that it is, and then they'd all leave.
Yeah.
They got photos and they left.
Well, it's not about the kid.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
it's so weird. It's like they're just
close.
there
Okay.
to put a show on.
Yeah. Sororities are the worst, and they're crazy. I have a story about that actually. Let's
right.
cut these and then I'll tell that story. Yeah, so sororities. When I worked at Office Depot, I had a couple women come in and they had to print out sorority like onboarding books, and it was an all black sorority. So I don't know if this is like normal for like if you just want to join Chi Omega or whatever. I know like the male black frats, they get like brands. Like they will brand their arms. So I don't know if this is normal, but literally like the onboarding book for this sorority was like this big. Like spiral bound. It had tabs. And I just like was kind of curious and just like flipping through it. There was like rituals, like instructions for rituals in there, like holding it like a bowl of water, and like everybody has to put their hand in it, and like somebody else has to put their hand in it, and then you like all have to like put your hand in the water at the same time as some. It's like, did you?
So
Oh, did you guys forget this is college?
Yeah.
This is for drinking.
This is school. Yeah, for drinking.
This organization is to pay for friends and drink with them.
Yes.
Did you forget that part?
Yes. I have a topic I'm not sure if the world is ready for yet. We'll cut it.
If this was Evan, you would go, black people. Please tell me you're joking.
This is probably gonna get cut.
Okay, all right.
Isn't an only black sorority racism?
Sororities are dumb in general. Moving on.
So, yeah.
Anyways, aside from that, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah, it's very poor taste.
It's just
Yeah, we'll
I can't remember. I think it was Sci-Fi at Euler, was like the big all black guys frat, and they would get like Timbs and like spray paint them gold with like gold spray paint, and they would all wear like purple sports jerseys all the time, and they would bark at each other if they saw each other. Like from a distance, they would like bark really loud,
Like dogs.
like whoa,
Nice.
like a mile away, and that guy would have to bark, and like as long as they could see each other, they would bark at each other.
That just sounds like a day with the boys.
It was pretty cool, and they would come into like the lunchroom, and they would dance sometimes, but like
Nice.
impromptu. Yeah, and it wasn't white people dancing, you know, like it was good dancing. My dad always said at their college in Missouri that the all black frat, the hazing was they had to walk for like 48 hours. They couldn't stop walking for 2 whole days. So the guys would just all go to the gym and get on a treadmill for 2 days, basically. 48 straight hours. How insane is that?
I'm tired just thinking about that.
Yeah, to join a frat. Would you do that?
Not worth it.
No, not worth it.
I know
I don't
somebody,
need to pay for friends that bad.
No.
I know somebody who was telling me that they had some hazing stuff, but their hazing stuff was fun, and so they like got everybody downstairs, and got all the like pledges and just like picked different ones out, and they would mute the TV, but they put on Bambi and make all of them do the different like character voices and say the lines. See, that sounds funny to me.
I'll walk for 2 days.
Yeah. That's so embarrassing. That's seriously so embarrassing.
I think it's funny though. And, you know, it's like
It is funny. It's genuine hazing.
like, well, yeah, like what's worse, that or like actually just beating somebody absolutely worthless?
Or it's like you have to get so drunk that they should hospitalize you.
Yeah.
Like that one kid a while back fell down the stairs and died.
Tuesday night?
This is just another fucking Tuesday for us.
You remember a while back they found that kid walking through the desert? And he was like, they had to take him to the hospital, and he was like, it was a frat haze. It was like, you almost died in the desert.
He's like, I got in.
I did it. I can drink beer now.
Why do I feel like he's in the hospital and it's like a video like the sled gang kid?
Yeah, he's like, I'm alive. I feel like Stephen Hawkinson.
So, this is not a topic I know a whole lot about. I know the minimal about of this thing.
Here we go.
But Will is so informed these days. I feel like you'll know more. Have you heard? That was a weird sound I probably made.
Stop that.
Never do
ASMR
it again.
thing.
Okay, so first of all, never do that again.
Yeah. I will gouge your eyes out in your sleep if you do that again.
What do you know, Will, about the Kanye Jeffree Star thing?
Oh, I think it was just all made up. I'm
It
pretty
was
sure.
completely made up.
You think so?
I mean, it was a joke, and the people were like, wait.
It's
Twitter-
very coincidental that they announced that they're getting divorced shortly after that, though.
Yeah. Pretty funny. I'm pretty sure Kanye's, like, really straight.
Like very straight. Like
Borderline homophobic straight. Just...
Well, I don't know. I read a small article about it, and it was like one of those articles that was like, it's like BuzzFeed or something. It wasn't BuzzFeed, but it was something like that.
So everything was absolutely true in it.
Well, no, but it was like the most absolutely vague info.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, I felt like a politician was reporting it. Like, it was just kind of walking around and around. It wasn't really hitting any point.
Yeah.
But from what I understood from this was that the whole thing may have started from a minuscule moment in a TikTok video. And one person questioned it, and that happened to be like a comment or something that blew up, and that's what really got the snowball going.
Wow. Yeah, because it was a picture or video of Jeffree Star, and the reflection in his sunglasses or something. The person that the reflection was looks, as somebody said, it looked like Kanye West or something. And then it went from there.
Well, Jeffree Star dates black guys.
Exactly.
That's all it is. It's kind of racist.
It is kind of very racist.
Actually, it's like not every bald black guy is Kanye West.
But he had Yeezys on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so does all of Calabasas, which I'm pretty sure is where both of those people live.
I know.
I try to stay really far away from everything Jeffree Star. He like really creeps me out.
Yeah.
Anybody who looks like him, who isn't aware of how insane they look, is like really concerning to me. That's really concerning.
Yeah.
Well, so, and then the whole thing went to like the way that Kanye and Jeffree Star actually met was through Kim and Jeffree Star's like makeup stuff, and
Yeah, I'm sure.
And you kind of lose me there because I don't wear makeup, so I don't know. But hold up.
I don't know why you felt like you needed to say that.
Yeah. Why did you feel obligated to say that?
Don't say I do that.
Hold up. I swear, put a little concealer on.
But
It conceals. That's what it's called.
that was just another topic I thought Will might know something about.
No.
But
I don't like Jeffree Star at all. It really creeps me out.
but who doesn't love Kanye?
Got a couple things. Yeah, I don't know.
Who doesn't love Kanye?
I like Kanye.
Yeah, look, hear me out. Man's a little insane. That's okay though.
A little crazy. I hope they don't actually get divorced. This is like the third time in the last 12 months they talked about getting divorced.
True.
So,
Either do it or don't.
Yeah.
Don't tug on our heartstrings over here.
yeah. Seriously. I had a thing I wanted to bring up. Wow, that was good. That was
sorry.
really good.
I'm sorry.
So you go, I'm going to walk you guys through my observation process.
Okay.
You're in the store. You get all your things in your cart. You go and check out. Okay, when you go to checkout, where do you go?
To the self-checkout?
Okay, self-checkout.
Yeah, self-checkout.
Okay, I also go to the self-checkout. How many registers are there?
Depending on which Walmart you go, there's a lot.
Okay, Walmart, how many?
If you go to like the Elm Springs one, there's like 25.
Okay. Where
Yeah.
do you go?
I mean, the neighborhood market. I mean, there's like Well, it's weird how they've got the whole self-checkout corral, and then they've got the self-checkout aisles.
Yep.
Like there's no manned
One's
anymore.
the quick one, and one's the
slow.
That's supposed to be if you have more stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so like
there's 7 or 8 in the quick one, and like 6 or something like that in the slow one.
Okay, so I'm thinking Target. They have 4 self-checkouts.
Are they all? Oh, they only have 4 self-checkouts. Okay.
4 self-checkouts, and like 16 manual checkouts with a person, with a cashier. Okay, so visualize those cashier checkouts with me.
Okay. How many?
Just with the store you go to,
Okay.
whichever one.
Yeah.
How many of them are freaking open?
None.
None. Ever none.
Maybe one, and it's always a 16-year-old kid that cannot scan my alcohol.
Yeah.
Pisses me off.
Yes. Okay.
Every
Chad?
single time.
We're imagining that I go to the person.
Yeah. How many of those manned ones are there that are open that have somebody working with them?
Usually not very many, and I assume it's because they just expect you to go through the self now.
Like
right?
10% of them, right?
Yeah.
And
Maybe.
you know, it's not a COVID thing. It's kind of always been like that.
Because it's always been like that. They've always had 1 or 2 open.
Yeah. Why do stores have so many freaking checkout lines? Why do they have so many? Have you ever been in a store and seen every single one open? I've never seen that.
The only time I've ever seen that, Black Friday.
Where?
At Walmart.
That's racist.
That's incredible. I would
It
literally
was a
pay
few
to see
years
that.
ago when there were less self checkouts, but it was. I remember they had like tape. Like if you're standing on this tape, you're going to this one, and like every
Wow.
single one was open. But I think that's the only time, and it may not have been like every single one, but it was definitely most of them.
I wonder if that's why there's so many. Is just for Black Friday.
Well, I could also see because like a lot of them are doing it now. The Walmarts anyway. Whenever you walk in, they've got the little gates, the one-way gates now, so you can't walk out the entrance. You have to go through there. So having all of those is kind of like a maze to prevent people from stealing.
I heard from an inside source.
Yeah.
That just the Walmart in Pleasant Crossing, which is where they test a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's store like number 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
That one was losing like $400 a day in produce, just because people would come in and walk out
straight out. $400 a day.
It was something crazy like that. Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
This is my informant on the inside.
Crazy.
It's your mom. No, it's not.
It very well could have been.
She doesn't live here. Did you guys ever play wall ball in school?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I just had a couple things I wanted to talk about. That was one of them. Did you guys have...
it's been a long time.
Did wall ball get banned in your
It's been
school?
like 20 years.
I don't think so.
What school did you play wall ball at?
Like elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
So Bernice Young?
Yeah.
Where did you play at Bernice Young?
So you walk out
Uh-huh.
You have the hallways, and then you have like the lunchroom, the long hallway here.
Yep.
And then you have the playground there. This doorway, when you walk out on that wall, that is the lunchroom.
Got it. Okay.
And you use like a rubber ball, right?
Or tennis ball.
Tennis ball.
Tennis
That's
ball.
right. Okay, tennis ball.
It's just
It's
racquetball, but
it's
you
been a
catch
long-
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So-
been a long time since I played.
When I went to
But
Lifeway Christian...
But then you also peg people, right? Like
That was
if
the
something
idea.
happens when you have to stand up at the wall and like they try to peg you.
Oh, no, you didn't stand at the wall. The way I always played it was if you missed the wall or like where you're supposed to hit, because the whole thing was like you're supposed to throw it at the wall really hard, get it to bounce way far back, and then they have to throw it super far.
Yeah.
And if it misses or hits the ground first, they have to run to the wall and touch it before you get the ball and hit the wall with it.
And and then what would happen, I think, when we played is if I hit the wall before they touched the wall, they had to stand there and you get to peg them.
Wow.
Get to try to peg them.
We didn't play
you
that.
get
I
points.
recall
Yeah.
to some degree playing like
Yeah,
that.
so I didn't play that way because I went to private school. But wall ball eventually did get banned at private school because when kids run to the wall really fast
You run
because they're
into the
trying to
wall.
win the game, sometimes they slip and fall. And when they slip and fall
hit their
into
head
a
on the
wall with
wall.
their hands,
Ooh.
sometimes
Broken
they
wrist.
bend their wrist all the way back and shoot their wrist bones out through their hands.
Oh.
like the blade in Assassin's Creed.
Whoa!
I'm gonna assume that happened one time.
It happened one time, banned. Wall ball is banned.
That's yeah, and then it's like the next thing, like some kid is running outside, like dribbling the basketball, and the basketball like comes up, hits them in the face, they fall face plant, knock out their teeth. Basketball banned.
Basketball banned. Yeah, that's how school works. We used to play.
Walking outside is banned now.
Yeah. Oh my God, there were so many injuries at Lifeway. 2 of them were in 4th grade. One day, I think I talked about this on the podcast one time, but one day, I can't remember why. I think we had inside recess for like a bunch of days in a row, and then we finally got to go outside, and my 4th grade teacher was the one who opened the doors, and everybody literally trampled her. Like ran her over under their feet.
And they're like, get out the way.
And we went back to class after that, and I was like, I didn't run over her. But I was like, this is going to be bad. We sat at our desks, and she didn't say anything for the rest of the day. We sat there for like 3 hours in dead silence. It was amazing. It was so amazing.
My dad got trampled at a concert one time.
It's real, dude.
Yeah.
It's real stuff.
The Winter Jam, where it's like you can't buy a ticket ahead of time. It's $10 at the door.
Yep.
We got there early instead of getting there was the last year we didn't get like the VIP tickets to where we can get in early. We were at the front, and as soon as they opened the door, everybody just shoved
That's
through
insane.
him. Yeah.
Was Toby Mac playing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I mean, there were like real, genuine tragedies of like tramplings.
Yeah.
Like hundreds of people dying.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, like a race or a soccer match or something in the UK. But there was like a chain link fence on the field, and people literally got pressed up against that to death. Like, and not just some people, like 300.
Wow.
Trampling, human stampede. How insane is that? How dumb are we? Huh?
We're pretty dumb.
We're so dumb.
So dumb.
How do you fix that? It's like, if you're in a stampede, what do you do to not stampede? I don't know. I couldn't do it. I don't know what to do.
Well, that's the thing is like I've been in concert crowds. Bring Me was pretty bad. But then Under Oath, their reunion tour, we went to see, and we were up front, and the minute Under Oath stepped on stage, like everybody rushed to the crowd, and me and Lauren were at the front, and we just got like, we couldn't do anything. We just started running over the people in front of us because everybody behind us was pushing us, and we couldn't get out.
That happened to us at Beartooth one year. Yeah. When was the reunion tour?
It was a few years ago now.
It was 5 or 6 maybe.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, I was like 3 or 4.
Because I
was with you guys.
I saw Under Oath open for Bring Me the Horizon the last time I saw them in Dallas.
Cool tour.
Which I think was the tour after.
It was a tour after. That
Probably.
was way more than 3 years ago.
Yeah, no, this was.
That was at least 5 years ago.
Yeah. We saw them in Tulsa, and they played They're Only Chasing Safety and Define the Great Line back to back, like front to back.
Wow.
Both albums nonstop. It's pretty dope.
Was it like 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like they had
intense.
Caspian open for 'em, which is all instrumental. Like I listened to them before, I'm like, I just can't get into instrumental.
Yeah.
But live, it was pretty dope. Like but it was just that they played like 20 minutes, and then Under Oath came on and just played for 2.5 hours.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
I feel like if there's anything I've learned in being in a very large crowd, like Beartooth or something like that.
Beartooth was really intense. I got pretty hurt.
I feel like, and then there was a point where like JT and I were like, you know what, if we're gonna be in this kind of crowd, we're just gonna be up front. So we went up there.
Yeah.
And I feel like if there's anything I've learned, it's like the more you fight like the crowd and try and stay planted, the more likely you are to end up on the ground.
Yeah.
Like it is better for you to literally just like flow with it.
Yeah.
If you flow with it, you're probably going to be fine.
Yeah, so like that one, I remember me and my dad, we backed out, but that was because the flowing was us up against the fence at the front.
Yeah.
It was like, I can't even watch the show because I'm literally getting flipped over this fence, basically. And also that was the one where the guy tried to crowd surf without telling anyone and ran from the back and jumped onto people and hit me in the back of the head with his knee.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure I got a concussion. because I don't
Nice.
remember the show really.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, that was the show where I've told this story once, but I'll just leave it at that. Where I left JT to die.
Oh yeah, that one.
was that
was funny.
that show.
Yeah,
I
and
mean-
then we saw Beartooth again the next year, and it was like a super mellow crowd.
Yeah, it was still a pretty good one, but yeah, not nearly as insane.
It was a huge crowd, but they weren't like it wasn't like a rave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the craziest crowd I've been in for sure.
I've always wondered, like for huge crowds, like reading or something like that. Like,
Yeah,
if you're like all the way up front or even in the middle, like, what if you have to go to the bathroom?
I think about that every time I see those videos. I'm like, how do you get out even if you want to? There's no way. There's just no way. And they're fenced in kind of too. Like you can't go out the front or the side.
I mean, usually those big shows, they'll have like a little fence in the middle, like it's for like different places that's like clear of crowd, like. And I assume that's if something happens to somebody, they can pull them into somewhere where it's not. But I don't see porta potties or anything in there.
no, no.
Like, what if you have to go to the bathroom? You're just like,
There's got to be pee. There's got to be pee everywhere.
you're with your buddies all the way up front, and you're like halfway through the day, and you're like, yo, I gotta piss.
And you're like
and they
four
just
tall boys deep.
and, and they just look at you, and they're like, nice knowing you. Like, see you later.
It's like, hey, I'm peeing.
Yeah, we're not gonna see you again for 6 hours.
Yeah.
So bye. Like, yeah, I've always wondered what you do, and I don't know.
But like, what? It's the best way to see some of those bands.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Slipknot.
Yeah, what like the whole like Knot Fest is huge.
Yeah, it's basically just as big.
Yeah.
Just don't eat or drink anything the whole
I
day.
just know he's
Just,
gonna say something.
just dehydrate.
Yeah. When we go to that one place in Dallas, I like that we just always camp the Pillar. Basically, I can't remember what it's called.
Oh,
it
it's
the door?
Southside Ballroom.
Southside. That's right. Just stand.
That's
just
where we saw Bring Me.
Yeah,
everybody
that's where-
stand around the Pillar, and nobody can mess with you. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like that's our Pillar.
Yep. That's where me and Lauren ended up going to when
Yeah.
Bring Me came out, and yeah, it was.
And see, me being a much bigger dude than the 4 feet tall women around me, I'm just kind of like whatever.
Yeah. What's up with like the 4 feet tall girls that go to scene shows?
And my question is why their intent was standing in the middle. Like, I would think
know.
you either fight and you get up front or you get in the
Way
back
back.
because you're not going to see
They
anything
can't
either
see.
way.
They can't see.
Like, I don't get it. Although my biggest complaint with the last Bring Me the Horizon show was there was definitely a dude very much so on something, and he was messing with me. Like, at one point, he dead ass just grabbed my whole hat. And in the moment, I was like, I was getting pretty pissed, so I like grabbed it back from him, and I thought he was just like being a jerk. But then eventually, it, like he like is like doing that and gets to the front, and like security like grab him over, and I'm thinking.
You're like, oh, I almost killed him.
That, but also I'm thinking maybe that like he wasn't grabbing my hat to be a jerk. Maybe it was like a literal reach for help.
He
He's
was like, help me, please. If I take his hat off, he'll help me.
I'm sitting here going,
And then you were like, give me my hat.
I
And
was like,
he's
"Give me
like, I'm dead.
I'm dead. So same concept. Bring Me. We were up front for Fever and Thrice, and then Bring Me comes on, and Lauren stayed up there for the first couple songs, but right after she left, there was a couple behind me trying to get up front, like try to get in front of me, and I'm not a small guy either, and I was standing my ground, and the dude, and they were smoking a joint, and he goes and he tries to put it out on my neck.
Fighting. We're
Yeah.
fighting.
Oh yeah, no, I threw elbows. I was
Yeah.
like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, and then
Stabbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just shank him with your like homemade shank that you made on the farm.
Just like people like that do not deserve to draw breath. And that's
Oh, yeah.
all.
Yeah. No, and then a Shiner tall boy.
Yeah.
Lauren wanted this was a birthday gift for her for
Okay.
Bring
All
Me
right.
the Horizon concert tickets, and she went and got us a couple Shiners. They were $20 a piece.
Yeah.
I've never spent that much on beer in my life.
Okay, so get this.
For a beer, $20.
Yeah. So it's just price gouging, right?
Yeah.
It's just price gouging. So when I was overseas at the Qatar airport, we had just been on a 45-minute domestic flight, 90-degree airplane.
Oh.
Got on the international flight. I'm sitting next to some weirdo, sitting next to my coworker.
Naturally. Oh.
and
They're not the same one.
Different guys.
Different guys.
Yeah, different guys. And I'm just like screaming baby the whole time. We get to the airport, get off the flight. It's basically empty. It's the middle of the night in Qatar. We're gonna be there for 9 hours until morning, basically. And that was a 7.5 hour flight, I think.
Yeah.
So not brutal, but the next flight was a 16-hour flight. So it's like, you're going to be here for 9 hours and then a flight more than twice as long as the last one.
Yeah.
So there's a Starbucks at the gate. And I'm like, can we go to the Starbucks? And so we go to the Starbucks, we get 2 large iced coffees, and he gets a piece of cake. It was $85.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I had one in
$85.
like we got breakfast sandwiches and coffees on whenever I was working for a company. We were traveling all over the U.S.
Yeah.
And this was like in New Jersey, and it was at a Starbucks. We got 2 coffees and 2 breakfast sandwiches, and it was like $100.
Wow. Okay.
It was ridiculous.
So I was like, is it expensive because they're price gouging, or is it expensive because we're in the Middle East?
No.
Okay.
That was in the U.S.
Wow. Okay. Well, and it was even weirder because it was like we were staying in what's it called? A lounge. Mm-hmm. Like there's a shower and they have all the furniture and it's literally all you can eat food. The buffet is stocked. They will make you a drink and bring it as long as you're not blackout drunk in the lounge.
Yeah.
And that was $50 a person for as long as you want to stay. And I was like, this is insane. Like my coffee was as much as the lounge.
Yeah.
And there's a bathroom attendant in the
Right,
lounge.
right.
Yeah, you go in there and you're like, you gotta eat.
So we went to Israel. This was 8 years ago now, and we were in Bethlehem, and we made the decision because of the weather, like we were leaving, to go to Tel Aviv to the airport the night before our flight. But we were looking at like staying in the airport for 18 hours before our flight.
Yeah.
But it ended up snowing, and the
Wow,
people
how weird is that?
Right?
Yeah.
And they it did end up snowing, so and the people that brought us to Tel Aviv, they barely got back because they don't ever get snow there, and it snowed.
Yeah. I bet people be freaking.
Yeah, the only place we could find for like the 6 of us to like hang out for 18 hours was a
barn and a manger,
a picnic table in the food court right next to a talking trash can.
Oh man.
Every single time somebody walked past it or threw something away,
it's like, feed me your trash.
it would say thank you in 12 different languages.
Oh.
So somebody throws a cup away, it just goes for 10 minutes.
So how many languages do you know how to say thank you?
Oh my! I was a freaking zombie by hour 6, and we're sitting there like, can we not find anywhere else to sit? But you couldn't, because that was the only place you could go before. Because just to get into the airport, you have like we went through 6 metal detectors to get into where we go through TSA.
Yeah, it's a cool country.
Yeah, great country, cool country. 6
super
metal
chill
detectors.
Country.
I had to take my shoes off.
6 times.
Yes, I had shoes in my bag, and for some reason it was shoes. All of our bags went through X-ray machines, and they gave us the 3rd degree about every single pair of shoes. Did you buy these in country? Did somebody give these to you as a gift?
Yeah.
Did you bring these yourself? What size shoe do you wear? Like, it was ridiculous. They were very, very uptight about shoes because I guess shoe bombs.
Yeah.
So
One guy.
One
That's
guy.
like what wall ball. One guy.
One guy.
Yeah.
He screws it up for all of us.
That's why they do the X-ray scan, because one guy made an underwear bomb. Seriously.
Yeah.
I haven't.
How long is that flight? 13 hours?
Yeah, it was 12 or 13.
You must have landed on the coast in America.
Yes. The first time we flew from XNA to Chicago to New Jersey, and then New Jersey over.
Yep.
On the way back, I think we flew from there to New Jersey and then to Houston.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, that makes sense.
I haven't been on very many planes, only a handful.
What about trains?
Automobiles?
A lot of those. Only like 2 trains maybe.
Okay.
Which is, and I've been on like 2 or 3 times as many flights, so not very many.
Yeah.
JT's dad and I go to Boulder to go visit him. JT's dad flies a lot. He was also going there for business, so naturally,
Business
we
trip.
sat first class.
Okay.
So this is like my 4th flight. And I'm up here going, oh, this is nice. And
you're like, oh, planes are nice now.
and so we fly to Chicago, and then from Chicago to Colorado. Each flight was like only an hour, so it was only like and then I think we had like a 45-minute delay between both there and back, something like that. And so on the first flight up to Chicago, it was like 8 in the morning. The person comes in, like, first class gets seated, and then everybody else gets seated after. But while everybody else is seating, the flight attendants are like, can I get you something to drink? I was like, whatever. And then they get to Brian's seat, and like, can I get you something to drink? Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. So we get to...
it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and we're already drinking.
Yeah, on a plane.
And so, well, that's what we do in Boulder anyway.
Of course, yeah.
We...
That's what we
We
do
land
here.
in Chicago. We get on our flight for Chicago, and the dude comes by and he's like, "Can I get you something to drink?" I was like, "Yes, you can." And then
yes, you can.
I had basically as many as I could get through because
Why not?
I'm not paying him for them, and nobody is. It's first class. It just comes with it. So I was like, yeah. And so we get there. We do our stuff. When we're coming back, I do the same thing. It's like, let's just keep those rolling, and then. Finally, we land in Chicago, and then from Chicago to XNA, I told Brian, I was like, hey, we're going to drink as much as we can on this. We are going to have a competition. And he's like, all right.
Like the Sunny episode?
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Gang does bogs or whatever?
So we board the second we're on. The flight attendant is kind of walking by. I was like, yeah. Let's see. And then Brian does the same thing. And so finally, the little message comes on. They're like, oh, we're getting ready to land, which is like 15 minutes or 20 minutes, something like that.
And you're like, ding, 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 ding.
And the person's walking by collecting trash, and Brian goes, we each need one more. Like in an hour.
Except it was like, can we please,
Let
what are these?
Yeah. Like,
Can I get,
they're like picking up trash, and we're like, yeah, hurry up. Like, it was an hour flight. We
That's
had
hilarious.
like 5 or 6, just like as quickly as they would, basically as much as they were walking by.
Yeah. So I went on that trip for work, and
Yeah.
I work at a church.
Yeah.
And so they were like, on the flight back, they were like, anything to drink? We have wine. We can make you a drink. I was like, no. And then my coworker right next to me was like, y'all have a red wine? I was like, we can do that.
We can do that.
I was like, I'm having a panic attack over here. It's like, I would love something.
But now I'm thinking that that was the last time I was on a plane, and so now the next time we get on a plane, I'm like, gosh, I feel like dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Garbage.
When we fly
I'm
business
trash.
class.
I'm poor. I'm trash.
Yeah.
First class is so expensive, though.
So expensive.
He was telling me, because he's flown internationally all the time, first class internationally is like
Way better.
so much different. Like you get you get like your own like cubicle.
Yeah.
Like with like a bed basically in it and stuff. Like it's like crazy.
Did you see him on your flight? Like, did they
I
even
didn't
walk you
see
past him?
I didn't know. I didn't even see him.
I had
It
the
was probably a
privilege.
two-story.
Oh, you got a double
I
decker?
think so. So we didn't even
That's awesome.
didn't even see the
Yeah.
first class.
I wished we had gotten
They
one of
wouldn't
those.
pass us peasants by the first class.
No. They only did on one
Okay,
flight.
what freaked me out though, it was so weird because I mean it's like a 12 or 13 hour flight.
Mm-hmm.
I was asleep. I was knocked out, and then all of a sudden all these lights came on in the cab, and people were standing up, and I was looking around, and it was all the Orthodox Jews praying. Like they all stood up in the middle of the aisle, and they started doing their whole prayer thing. And I'm asleep, and I'm like, I can't sleep on a plane, so it's like,
Yeah, me either.
and so I'm looking,
Turns out.
I'm like, what's happening? It was very freaky.
Yeah.
We're going down.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
They say something?
Because they,
Hey, these guys are praying.
yeah, these guys, because they not only did they like get up and do that, but I mean they've got the curly hair, they put on their prayer shawls, and they tie the box of scrolls to their head. So they're like, waking up to that scene is very freaky.
Oh, dude, tell me about it. Okay, so
I'm just thinking of trying.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
so we're in the country I went to. Again, if you haven't listened to this podcast, I can't say we're in the country I went to. It's 99.9% Muslim.
Yeah.
There's like the island we were on was 1 mile across at the widest. Mm-hmm. It was narrower than that in most places, and 4 miles long, I think.
Okay.
That was the whole island.
Yeah.
We got there on a plane. Okay?
Was it on one of those planes where they have to stand out?
No, it was bigger than I thought it was going to be, but it was still janky. But so like I'm like trapped on this island. I'm one of 2 white guys here. Okay? So we're there the first night. I'm zooted because I haven't slept in 3 days.
Yeah.
So I'm passed out, most uncomfortable bed of all time. 4 a.m. rolls around, and
The trumpets, right?
every mosque on the island, and there are 3 in a triangle.
And it's
our
4 by 1 mile
yes,
island.
in our little houses in the middle, starts blasting Muslim chants on the
prayers.
loudspeakers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they found out. At 4 a.m, I'm like, they found out and they're coming for me. Like, that's what I literally thought. That I was like, fear.
Yeah.
Fear is the only description. And it's like, it's not like 2 minutes. It's like 20 minutes of Muslim chants on loudspeakers at 4 a.m.
Is that like an every morning thing?
Every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
5 times a day, right?
Do
Yeah.
people sleep through it? Or are they supposed to be up?
They're
Yeah.
supposed to get up and pray.
Supposed to get up, face
everybody.
east, or I guess depending on where you are, face towards Mecca.
Yeah.
And
They don't do
pray.
it. They don't do it.
they just it's
So
just,
most
just like us, most people in America saying they're Christians. I mean,
they
most
don't
people
have
here
any
say
idea
they're
what the
Muslim.
Bible says.
Yeah.
Most people, there's like a redemption day. They call it something. But I think it's something weird, like the last day of the month, if you go at midnight, you can pray and it counts as all of the other prayers. It's
they
pretty
all go.
convenient.
Yeah.
And also
Super convenient.
And like Ramadan, where they fast and do all that stuff, that basically cleanses your sins for the whole year. So at Ramadan, you're like a new person again. But like literally, they torture themselves for a week, basically. It's an island country. It's tropical. It rains 5-6 days of the week. They drive mopeds. The people will drive around and cover their mouths like this so that rain doesn't run down their face into their mouth, because that'll
They're
break
fasting.
their fast.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So I had a friend who had he was going to the U of A. He was Turkish and he's Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
And we took him to a baseball game at the Naturals.
Oh no, did he eat a hot dog?
No. And it was during Ramadan.
Okay.
So Ramadan, you can't eat until after sundown.
Mm-hmm. You can eat at sundown. Yeah.
But it has to be kosher.
Yes.
Right? So we snuck food in for him.
Oh.
Kosher food that he could eat. And we almost they almost got, like, we were literally putting sandwiches in our pants to get them through.
Wow.
Because we're a group of guys. Like, we're not
Yeah.
taking purses in.
No.
And we snuck food. Also, he had never seen baseball before. And
Oh, you
I was
gotta.
sitting there, I was explaining the game to him as it was happening and realizing how fucking complicated baseball is.
Yeah.
And then
dumb
afterwards,
sport.
we were asking, like, so did you enjoy it? He goes, well, it was fun, but don't ever take me to a baseball game again.
Yeah. I've been to a couple. Don't want to go again.
Don't want to go again.
Yeah, I've seen the Cardinals play a couple times. That's it. I'm good.
Saw the Mets play. I've seen it all.
In New York, yeah, we did see the Mets
I
play.
went to
That's crazy. I totally forgot about that.
I was in Boston. I went and saw the Red Sox play.
Boston.
Yeah.
Boston.
The big wall. Yeah.
So you talk time.
Also,
We got like 6 minutes.
it was right before I knew who Post Malone was, and the Hard Rock Cafe right across the street from the baseball stadium had Post Malone playing that night, and I didn't know who it was, and I chose a baseball game instead.
Dude, I missed Hannibal Buress in Little Rock one night.
Hannibal played in did a
felt like-
show in Fayetteville.
I felt like such a chump.
I'm pretty sure I was walking, like, after we got out of the baseball game. They were lining up for the show, and I was like, I asked somebody in line who's playing. They're like, Post Malone. I'm like, who's Post Malone? And I completely regret that.
Yeah. That would've been
Completely
dope.
regret
Let's start
that.
them real quick. Though.
Okay.
So you're talking about being on the island and getting scared. It made me think of this for some reason. So I was watching this video, and I saw it on a different video, but I went to the actual video and kind of watched a good bit of it.
Okay.
It's a video of this dude. He said he was studying for finals. He'd finally gotten a night and I guess the next day off or whatever like that, but he couldn't sleep. And if you look in the background, you actually see a poster of of the movie, so I assume he's just a big fan and he was just bored. So he started filming himself and he's reading the Spider-Man 1 transcript. But weird stuff starts happening.
Shit their pants.
Oh my gosh, Will.
Kidding me?
I
Are you fucking kidding me?
literally went over there and farted. You could not be.
You could have gone out there.
You could not be farter away.
God.
Anywho. Good Lord,
Weird
man.
stuff starts happening.
Yeah. Like he starts hearing like sounds that it's the way you think a sound, like if a light bulb were to just like that's what it sounds like, but like outside of his door.
Like that time at your parents' place. With the vent. Never mind. The thing kept sucking the filter against the Anyway.
So so he'll just like be reading it and hears it again. He's like, "What the hell?" And so he keeps kind of poking his head out there and doesn't see anything. And he's like taking the camera, and it's one of those things. It's like we could go back and forth. Oh, it's people just making a video to get views, yada yada.
Yeah.
The video's an hour and a half long.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's a commitment video.
He made a feature-length film.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
So he goes back to reading the transcript, and he's even like kind of like doing the voices a little bit. And
are you in or are you out, Spider-Man?
He's reading it, and he keeps hearing noises and stuff like that. And finally, like, because there's even a part where he mentions he's like, where he's not in the house.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the back of the house, but like in a different like maybe like shed area. But it's like he's got his bed and stuff in there.
You got it.
And you see like a shadow walk past like the like doors where there's like blinds.
Yeah.
And the whole time he's got that like, what the fuck, kind of thing. But it's like, it's that kind of thing where, like, you're like almost trying to pretend like you're not scared, like you got it collected, but like deep inside you're like, fuck, holy shit, like, and
like me most of the time at night.
You get scared at night?
Dude, walking through this house when it's dark. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
I'm telling you, one of these days I'm gonna come out to go to the restroom. I'm gonna look out the sliding glass door, and it's just gonna be a guy there looking at me.
Yeah,
and
Slender Man.
So
right out there.
I feel like it almost kind of makes it seem like ghosts or something like that, because at some points like the lights are like just like going off and on, and he'll go back to reading and the lights go off, and he's like, and there it goes again, and he just like continue, and they'll go back on. But most people have come to the conclusion that it was alien, more likely, or something. I don't know. But the part that gets me, the two parts of that whole thing that get me that I've seen of it, are the shadow that you see that goes across outside, and eventually he steps outside and he's walking outside.
Oh, you showed me this.
Well, we watched it on a different video where they were talking about it.
Okay, yeah.
But
Watch Mojo Top 10?
No, I wish. I've seen a lot of those though. No, it was top 5s. It was like, you know that guy? Anyway.
Chills?
Oh,
no,
God.
not Chills. Different guy.
Oh.
Similar stuff. Different dude.
Oh, Top 5s is his name. Yes, I also know that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Chills is the one with
Number
the really
5.
Yes, that's Chills, right?
You love his voice, I know you do.
God.
Burger King foot lettuce.
So that part, and then the part where he's outside and he hears the noise over by the door, and when he goes over to the door, like you can see like the blinds almost kind of like that are on the inside like move a little bit, and he opens the door and he's like, is anybody in there? Like, and he's like looking around, but I haven't seen like the whole video, but I've seen all the highlights in a different video, and there's no like big payoff on the video. Like there's no like, there it is or something. Like
It's just like a creepypasta.
Yeah, and it's, which is, to me, makes it seem like it's more genuine.
Yeah.
Because, you know, videos that are like, oh, this thing happened to me, yada yada, and like, here's the video, and then you like see whatever it is, you know, that's the payoff, that's the big thing. There isn't that.
There's a documentary called Lake Mungo that you should watch. It's just like that. And it's like an hour and a half long. You should watch it. It's good.
I'm down.
What's it about?
That would ruin it if I told you what it was about.
Cool.
It's like it changes a lot because it's a documentary. It's like, so things happen as they were filming it. And so it changes as
MUNGO.
yeah, Lake Mungo. We can all watch it one
What's
night
it
this
on?
week.
Let's do it.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Wait.
I went on. I got married. Went on my honeymoon. To Jasper, Arkansas.
Ayo.
We were in a cabin at the end of a gravel hill. Goes downhill to the cabin. And the last day we were there, it snowed 4 inches.
I saw that.
I was expecting.
We
this
did
to be
not
like
get near that much snow.
No.
I was expecting it to be like strangers or something. You two just alone in a cabin.
Well,
so did
what,
you get stuck there, or did you get out?
what we had to do is I got up early. I was like, I'm going to go see, because we drove a Hyundai Elantra.
Nice.
I was like, I'm going to see if we can even try, because there was like a little hill up out of our little parking spot. And I got to the top, but it was like I was going sideways so much. I was like, it's not worth it. So we called the people, and I didn't realize when I called them that 75 feet below us in elevation, it didn't snow at all.
Nice.
Like in the same square mile, just lower, no
below.
snow at all. And so I called her and I was like, hey, we're kind of, stuck up here. We can get our car out. Do you have a shovel or whatever? And she was like, oh, well, we don't, nobody's coming tonight. So if you're not gone by 11, that's fine. We're going to come and shovel the whatever. And so I was like, okay, that's great. So we just waited around for a bit. But it was it was just funny. I'm only bringing it up because it was a whole Mennonite family or a Pentecostal. They dress the same. But a bunch of Pentecostal kids outside. They made their kids shovel it.
of course.
Like all 4 or 5 of them shoveling this gravel drive in like their jean skirts with their bonnets.
Oh my gosh.
And look outside, I was like, there's a bunch of kids out
You got to call the labor board on that one.
Yeah, it's just a weird end to a trip. Yeah, and then the lady was like, I hope you guys had a good stay. And we were like, yeah, it's great. We're trying to get out of here. They were like trying to chat.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to. I stayed in your place for 3 days. I don't want to talk to you. Anyway,
It's weird. It's weird staying at somebody else's place, going through their stuff. They got some weird habits around here.
yeah. No, it was dope though. It was a cool place. It was literally on stilts,
Nice.
like on a hill.
Yeah.
The whole house, not just the back of it. Yeah.
Do y'all
I didn't see.
when y'all stay somewhere, do y'all ever go through all the stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
What are you talking about?
it was Cody's bachelor party. We got this. It's actually kind of a bougie place, but it was a.
He said hard J bougie.
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 Yeah.
Is that
Bougie.
different than bougie?
Bougie.
Bougie.
No, don't hit it so hard.
Bougie.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
There you
Clearly,
go.
I'm
Perfect.
clearly myself.
The one in
I am
Kansas
not-
City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We stayed at this.
It didn't look nice at all. I looked at it.
Yeah, it definitely was not, but it is not expensive. So that was right in a
So
bunch of poor dudes.
wasn't
So it wasn't bougie.
It wasn't bougie.
Well, I'm using that like ironically. Somebody goes,
Oh, okay.
you see a Crown Vic with 30-inch rims. Oh, that's pretty
It's bougie.
Thank you.
got it.
Anyways,
Anyway.
Annie. So we get there, and I'm kind of poking around. It's kind of an odd place. Like, it was like sort of like a townhome, but not really. And there's quite a good handful of rooms there, and we're walking around, and it's like definitely, which I guess is like the point in an Airbnb, sort of. Like, if you're not going to be home, you can rent it out or something like that. But a lot of people, buy a house and then specifically rent it out for that.
That was the place we stayed in. It was literally built to be rented out.
Yeah. But it's like, this was like clearly somebody's home.
Oh, wow.
And so-
that's
See,
weird.
I
I don't
couldn't
like
do
that.
Yeah, and so we're here, and it's like you open up a closet, and it's like just a bunch of crap all in there.
Yeah, there's clothes, like their clothes in
Like
the closet.
clothes, like there's one room that's like definitely one of the kids' room, and it's like, all right, this place needs to be cleaned up. They're just like, get that shit in there. Like, just shove it, like they kind of like you open the door, everything falls out.
And
like,
it's like you can't get it back. Yeah.
yeah, it was. I haven't stayed in very many Airbnbs, but
Yeah.
I was wondering if that was similar to there.
I've only stayed in the one now. Yeah, there was like...
I've stayed in 2, I think.
Did you go through all their stuff?
What? They were both like specifically for Airbnb. They weren't like somebody's home. So most of the ones, even I work on a bunch also. and they're all like specifically Airbnbs.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I found some cool stuff on Airbnb. You can rent a whole island in Belize,
Yeah.
like with 8 bungalows,
Yeah.
like $600 a day.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
What?
Every
8
meal is
bungalows.
included.
So you take
no AC. No AC. Open air bungalow.
Yes. But 8 bungalows for $600 a night. You take 8 couples. That's less than $100 a couple.
The problem is you have to go to South America.
But Belize is actually a really cool place, from what I've heard.
Yeah, it is really cool, and you'll get beheaded by the cartel.
Belize is very
Hey,
touristy.
I'm ready to
Belize
roll
is
those dice,
very-
baby. There's
Belize-
always a chance.
Belize is very touristy. I got friends that go down there regularly. And
It'd be dope.
They want us to go with them this year.
I'm not so keen on the no AC thing.
Yeah, I'm what you call
It's not
indoorsy.
usually super hot there.
I'm a hot sleeper.
It's usually pretty mild, but yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't trade that. There's like no alternative.
Yeah.
Private island,
Oh yeah.
that's literally as good as it gets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
If you take 2 couples, that's worth it.
Yeah. $300 and that's
I mean,
a whole freaking island.
it's a private island for $300 a night,
yeah.
even $500.
Yeah. I mean,
It's insane. You can't go to Vegas for that much.
he's looking it up.
Yeah, I always think though, because like I've been on an extended stay on an island.
Yeah.
It's like big storm, not a great place to be.
Place to be.
But if it doesn't storm that much, if
Yeah.
it's a cool climate.
This is a cool looking place for freaking $150 a night.
Where?
This house
Where?
in Belize.
Oh yeah. 150
Well, it's
bucks
in
a night.
Belize. Yeah.
It's a nice look. It looks like it's up in the hills.
We were looking for places to stay because we had to cancel our original reservation because it was like a really cool house in Siloam Springs, huge house. They had there was like a hot tub. They had cool stuff in the backyard. They had a movie theater in the house.
Nice.
And then I hit up the dude and I was like, hey man, I just wanted to follow up and see if you got the new hot tub installed just so we could know what to expect when we got there. And he was like, yeah, it's all ready. I'm going to be staying in the guest house. I know I said I might be gone, but blah, blah, blah. That's fine. And then he's like, also, my housekeeper is in between leases right now, so she'll be staying in the basement. I was like, no. I didn't even respond. I just canceled it. It's like, are you kidding me? Somebody else is staying in the house with us? No. It's like, because on Airbnb, the listing, you can change the listing. It's like whole house, private section of the house, private room.
Yeah.
It's like, you just scammed me. You literally just scammed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I could just cancel it.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually feel weird about staying in somebody's like guest bedroom
Yeah.
that I'm
No.
paying for. I'll do a whole house or like an apartment or something
well,
where no one else is there.
That guy always stays in the guest house. The guest house is his house.
Yeah,
But
that's
it was just
fine.
like, don't have your housekeeper stay in the place I'm paying for. It's not like it was cheap either. No.
You should have been like, cool. So the housekeeper's getting a hotel for a few days.
Yeah. I was like, dude, no. And I'm sure I could have talked around with him, but I'm paying you. I was like, I don't want to have to convince you to. Anyway, the place we went was better. But what I was saying was, there's a place in southern Oklahoma where there's like a ton of Airbnbs that are like multi-million-dollar houses. And I looked up the town on the map. I think it's Broken Bow, Oklahoma. The town is minuscule, and for how many of these listings there are there, the whole town has to be these houses. There's like a casino there and like a Walmart, neighborhood market,
All just for Airbnbs.
Is-
and then
is-
these Airbnbs.
Is the Walmart across the street from the casino?
I don't know. Couldn't tell you. We would have done it.
Maybe it's not across. Maybe it's the gas station. I thought it was a Walmart though, and I can't remember. On our way to Texas, we passed a big casino in Oklahoma where it's like nothing around it. It's just the casino.
It might have been Broken Bow. I mean, but we would have gone if it wasn't 4 hours away. The place we went was 2 hours, and that we were like, that's long enough. Yeah. Anyway, everybody's on their phone.
Jasper is close to where Lauren grew up.
It's really nice over there and super racist. That's been the podcast this
Yep.
week. Maybe
Well, how
Evan
do you
will be
know
back
it's-
next
How do you
week.
know it's super racist?
Oh, that's over by Harrison, where we saw the swastika spray painted on the
Oh, yeah.
on the park.
Harrison is
and-
literally where the head of the
Yeah,
KKK
I
lives.
know that.
Yeah. I got a picture of a friend of ours who happens to be African American posing in front of a wall that has a swastika and it says F the N-word. Ers.
And he was there going,
Yeah.
He was like, please.
and that was at a destroyed theme park.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I
Yeah,
want
it
to
was
go there.
pretty dope.
It's
pretty dope.
it's a little of a it's kind of a scary place even during the day, honestly.
It is.
dude.
It was scary as
Do you know how many plane crash sites there are in Arkansas?
a lot.
There's like 3 you can hike to.
Nice.
Plane crashes.
plane just sitting there
They
still?
left a plane crash. Everybody died in one of them. Literally every single person on the plane. And you
What
can
kind of plane
hike
are
to
we
it.
talking about? Like
It wasn't a 2-passenger. It was like
bigger.
a 24 something passenger.
okay, not like a
No, not a
747 or
74. No.
They're just like, yeah, we'll just leave it there.
No, but it's crazy. Like it's off the path. You could get lost. But you can hike there.
Damn.
It's a weird thing, isn't it?
I want to go, dude.
Let's go.
I want to hike it.
Let's go.
But
I'll
also,
go.
now I'm thinking about the next thing is like, how would you get the plane out?
They didn't.
Well, no, like if you were going to, like, is there a way? Like,
You'd have to destroy a ton of scenery. It's probably why they didn't do it.
well, it's kind of like
Helicopter?
that's kind of what I was thinking.
Not worth it.
Not
But-
worth it.
It's like what is it? Like a couple $1,000s of scrap? Yeah.
Maybe.
It's like I'd love to go do some like hard off-roading or something like that, but I've always kind of wondered like what happens if like by some weird thing you get a flat tire. Like you can't change that on a trail like that. Do you just keep trucking? What do you do? I don't know.
Get somebody with a pickup. Come, mess your
Yeah.
thing up.
Yeah, I don't think
Pulling it out.
Like I don't think they have like 4x4 off-roading tow trucks. They're
You
like,
got it.
yeah, let's get out there.
No, they don't.
You got it.
Especially not for your 4-wheeler. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's wrap it, boys.
Bye.
Maybe next week we'll have Evan.
Maybe.
Unlikely.
Okay, bye.
Peace.